Hi everyone, I'm Phoenix Rising Star, and thank you so much for joining me for the Hathor Activation Meditation tonight. Whether you're listening live or on the recording, I so appreciate having you here. If you've been following this series on YouTube/Phoenix Rising Star, then you know that first we started working with the Hathors, which are 5th to 12th dimensional beings who are here to help us reach our highest destiny. And as we began working with them, we began having a better understanding of really who we are and why we're here. Along the way, then that inspired trusting what was coming through and how we were receiving our information. And then it was receiving inspired action, which means all of a sudden you may be guided to do something different, whether it's to quit eating meat, start going to a gym, move across country, get a new name, let go of your old job, release an old relationship, start something new. I've been hearing about all kinds of new beginnings from people, but just knowing you're taking a new beginning or starting something new is not the same as doing it. And that's what tonight is all about when the Hathors called this taking the plunge. So, taking the plunge really comes down to about three things. There may be some more, but about three things that could get in your way, that could stop you in your tracks and keep you from moving forward on that inspired action that you have received. And that's what the Hathors are here to help us with tonight. So the first one is to clear our fear. Now, just in talking about our fears, sometimes it sounds completely funny and totally irrational. But remember, fear is a feeling, it's not a logic. There is actually a logic behind it. But what we're talking about is the feeling of fear that can get in our way. So there's different kinds of fears. I think one of the most common fears as we start to do something different is the fear of public ridicule, which means, oh my goodness, what will people think? What will people say about me? Oh my goodness, they're going to put me down. They're going to judge me. I don't belong anymore. And again, it can sound really ridiculous, but at the same time, this is a very real fear. We are we are a tribe, we are a community, we are a group. And there's nothing worse than feeling like an outcast, which, as we take some of our new beginnings, it can make us feel totally isolated and alone. That's a major fear that the Heathers will help us to clear so that you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be an issue. The next fear that is really interesting is, oh my goodness, what if I'm homeless and penniless as a result of what I'm about to do? Now, that may sound, again, really ridiculous also, but it is a very real fear, especially if you're looking at quitting your job, quitting a relationship, moving, doing something on a major level that taking a plunge would mean a total shift in your lifestyle and circumstances. I was reading this blog by a marketing person that I really revere, and he was talking about this man he was on his fourth startup, and he had just generated $20 million for this startup. And he was petrified. He was totally in fear of being penniless and homeless because he has two young kids, he has a family that's dependent on him. What if this startup doesn't make it? Was all he could talk about. So no matter where you are in taking the plunge, if this is your first or fourth or beyond, chances are these fears are going to be coming up. They come up every time we have something new because doing something new feels really scary to us. And so all of our old stuff, because it's not our fear originally, we learned it, it came through our DNA, all of our old stuff is going to come up. The beautiful thing is that every time you are releasing it, you are releasing a big chunk of it. So it's not as hard to release. You don't have to relive it. You have lots of love and support that comes in as a result, and you can better take those baby steps forward. So even though it comes up a lot, it's going to get easier to clear. If there is a third fear that is probably the most common, that would be, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? What if I just am completely done. And that's kind of tied in with being homeless and penniless, but it's a little different because the focus of it is different. The focus is on the failure of whatever your new beginning is, as opposed to the end result of not being able to complete that. And just know that if you are receiving inspired action and you are taking that inspired action by taking the plunge or a baby step or whatever it is you're guided to do, you're not going to fail. That's exactly what I was afraid of when I moved across country and recreated myself the first time. I said to the angels, what if I have to move back? What if I can't make it doing what I'm doing? And they said, do you think that we would give you this idea to help you and then just abandon you? We don't work like that. We help you every step of the way to get there and be successful. So you're not going to be standing on the corner hanging out with a tin cup in your hand asking for donations and begging. That's not how we do things. So just know that that's one of the things the Hathors will be helping you with tonight too, so that you don't have to worry about being homeless, failing, or that any of these other things that might stop you in your tracks might be coming up. There's always the past life fears as well. And while that can sound really crazy, this isn't our first time of being in a body on this planet. And some of our lifetimes haven't been very pretty and loving and kind. So when we did do something completely different, chances are we were put to death for it. And it's that memory in our DNA that starts coming up to say, oh, wait a minute, the last time I did this, it wasn't pretty, and I don't want to do that again. That's a very real fear that can stop us in our tracks. But fortunately, we've got the Hathors to take off another layer of the fear of those past lives. So we can realize that those were the blessings of that lifetime. And there were blessings in that lifetime. And bringing forward the lessons from that lifetime. But that this is a different lifetime with different lessons and blessings. So these are the four fears, or four or more fears, that the Hathors will be helping you to clear tonight that might keep you from taking the plunge, whether we're talking about a baby step or a deep dive. So reframe it if you need to and make the words work better for you if taking the plunge seems like it's too scary. The second thing that the Hathors are helping us with tonight is alignment of our energy and everything that's in our energy field and that we're attracting to ourselves. So this can mean people and this can mean experiences. When I moved across country the first time, and I was telling people, okay, I'm going to be moving across country and here's what I'm going to do. I had such a variety of reactions and I was so stunned. I don't know that I was expecting anything from it, except maybe a little resistance on the part of my parents. But when I moved, and when I was telling people I was moving, I got such a variety of reactions, like I said. The first wave were people that I considered my closest friends and relatives who were just furious, upset, totally thought I was nuts, and didn't hesitate to tell me. They were the ones that were really ridiculing a name change and what I was doing and why couldn't I just stay here like everybody else. So you can see that it was really their own fears that they were speaking out. But at the time, all I did was feel attacked. But what I came to see was that they simply were not in alignment with my decision to live my soul purpose in the way that I needed to do that. What was also interesting to me was what I would call the second wave, or people that I would say, yeah, they're friends, without saying, oh, yeah, that's my best friend. So my friends, they were the ones saying to me, we totally support you. We just admire you so much, and we want to move across country, or we want to be the first ones to come and visit you. And some of them did follow me, or, followed their own path basically and ended up in a similar place. And many of them came to visit me before anybody else did. So all that was happening is the alignment, letting go of the people and the experiences that no longer align with you for where you are and where you're going, which opens the door for more people that are in alignment with you for where you are and where you're going. So expect that so it's not a shock, and allow for it, because really, don't you need and want to be surrounded by people that love and support you? Which is the third thing that the Hathors are bringing in. the love and support, just like the angel said to me, listen, we wouldn't, just give you the idea and abandon you. We're helping you every step of the way to be successful. And that's what they're doing. That's what the Hathors are doing. That's whoever gave you that inspired action guidance. That's what they're doing for you. They're loving and supporting you. But also through the alignment process, you are attracting more people that will love and support your new beginning, which will help you to be even more successful. So you can see how instrumental tonight is in order to help you take either a baby step or a giant leap of faith wherever you are going, or something completely in between. So here's how we're going to do that. We are going to go into a meditation. We always start from a place of unconditional love, because love is what heals and love is what manifests. And it does it for our highest good and healing. So why would we do anything else? So we start with love. We build that love within us. And then at that point, you'll become aware of your Hathor helpers. And then you'll feel that love and that connection between them. And at that point, they may start with some clearing. They may help you with alignment. They may help you feel loved and supported. They may be doing something completely different, but chances are it's going to be one or all of those three, at least. And during that time, I'm very quiet so that you can receive and you can experience them in exactly the way you experience them, whether you see them, hear them, feel them, know them, sense them in some other way or combination of ways. And then when the Hathors tell me that they're complete for now, even though you may continue experiencing or understanding or being inspired or clearing or whatever it is you need for the next 48 hours, it can continue on if that's what you need. At that point, I will announce that this is now time for integrating what you have just received, because many times it comes in as heart language, which doesn't have linear words, but the integration helps you to bring the linear words to you so that you can better act on what is coming through. And then at the very end, you'll hear 3 gongs, just to symbolize that we are complete for now. So I want to thank you for being live on the call. I want to thank you for doing the replay. And I so appreciate you being in a place where you are of new beginnings, which is what we're doing in January. We're going to follow this up with our brand new beginning, because this is the best way to finish a decade is by taking the plunge. And the best way to start a new year is by a brand new beginning. So thank you so much, and namaste. I'm going to turn off my video now. So as we get ready to meditate, I just invite you to get into a comfortable position. And this could be a position you don't mind holding for about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. It just depends. It's a little different each time. So you could be sitting, you could be lying down. And if you go to sleep, it really is okay. That just means you're going to be taking this in at a very deep, deep level. You will have the words for it when you need to have the words for it. So just allow yourself to receive this in whatever way is right for you. We're going to begin by just taking a few deep breaths as we go into this sacred space of our hearts. The sacred space is an energetic space that's located directly behind your heart, your physical heart. And your energetic space is a place of all knowing, all wisdom, all remembrance. It's a very sacred space. Everybody has one, and everybody knows intuitively where it is. And when you put your awareness there, it can appear differently to different people and different times that you might be visiting. So some people will visit their sacred space of their heart and see it more like a special sacred room, maybe with statues or a fire pit in the middle or a fountain or sacred objects within it. Other people will see it more like one room of many, like in a castle. Others will see it more like a cave, and still others might see it as a place outdoors. So it will be different for everyone, and just allow it to be what it is for you. As you're centering your awareness in that space, I invite you to begin thinking and feeling unconditional love to the best of your ability. Now, to begin thinking about it, it simply means having a memory in which you might have experienced that love. Maybe it was with a grandparent or a dear friend or four-legged or a bird or a chicken or a fish. It could be any being, any sentient being that you could have experienced that from. And so if you have that experience, just begin remembering it and bringing that into your heart and letting it build and build. Or maybe you have an experience out in nature where you just felt that oneness with all life everywhere. And that helped you to really feel filled with unconditional love. Or maybe you have a favorite phrase that you just chant to yourself that gets you into that space. Or maybe it's something entirely different. So do what you need to do to start building up those feelings and remembrances of unconditional love. And as you are doing that in your heart space, it fills to overflowing. And then what happens is all that unconditional love goes into your physical body. And it begins filling you up with unconditional love, just like you are a glass of water, starting with the bottoms of your feet and filling you all the way up to the top of your head, and touching every place within your physical body with love. Spilling over at the top of your head into your energy body, which we refer to as having 4 layers, kind of all-encompassing and all-inclusive. So the first place it spills over is into your physical energy body, which is the memory of all your physical experiences. And as this love is filling that physical energy body, it's touching every place that needs love and giving it lots of love. And then that fills to overflowing, and it moves into your emotional layer, which is a memory of all of our hurt feelings and our woundedness and our sadness and our sorrow. And as this love is filling your emotional body, it's touching all those places that need more love and giving them lots and lots of love. Filling you to overflowing into the mental layer, which is all of our belief systems, those that work for us and maybe those that don't work so well for us. Maybe they never did, or maybe we just are done with them. So whatever needs more love here will receive that as you are filling up with unconditional love. And then that overflows into your spiritual layer, which is a record of all lifetimes and all experiences. And there can be a lot of things here that need a lot of love. So just allow for that as you are filling from the bottom to the top with unconditional love. And when that gets up to the top, it's like you are completely enclosed now within a bubble, if you will, of unconditional love, all wrapped up in it. And it feels so loving and supporting, which is exactly what we need right now. And it's from this place that you might become aware of your Hathor friends and helpers. Maybe they're the ones who have been working with you all along in this series, or maybe Maybe there's some new ones for tonight or a combination. And they're just beaming love at you because they're so happy to be working with us. So allow yourself to feel that and to be aware of the consciousness that they embody. It's a very high consciousness and many times does not need words in the way that we need words. But they'll give them to you if that's what you need. So when you're ready, you just send your love back to them in gratitude for helping out. Because let's face it, we wouldn't be in this place if they hadn't initiated some changes along the way. And we are grateful for those changes because we know they will help us to reach our highest destiny and to impact as many people as possible. Even if it is only one person, that doesn't matter. And then know that they're receiving that love that you're sending and they're amplifying it and they're sending it right back to you. So you can really start to feel the magnitude of what is coming to you to help love and support you. Remember, it's just like the angel said to me, we don't just give you an idea and walk away. We give you the idea and we walk with you to make it happen, to help you be successful. That's what they're doing here, to help you be successful. So take that in and make that yours. When you're ready, you can send it back with love and gratitude for all that they're doing. And now that you've got this wave of love between you that is very accepting, very supporting, very heart opening, I'm going to be really quiet so that they can help you with clearing, if that's what you're needing, clearing any fears that might keep you rooted to the spot. I think that's where they're going to start first with almost everybody. So I'll be really quiet until they're ready for the next piece. And as all the clearing is coming to completion with at least what they're helping you with at this moment, the next thing they're doing is to help you understand what and who is in your highest alignment. Some of this may come later, some of it may come now, so just allow it to be what it is. Helping you to let go of the old and to bring in the new, all the while knowing and believing you are loved and supported. And for some of you, you may be getting a bigger picture than ever before. So you have a better understanding of why you are being asked to begin something new or take a baby step or even taking a plunge. And for others, you're getting exactly what you need to receive at this time. And the Hathors have announced that they're almost complete, even though you will continue to receive over the next 48 hours. But for now, they're almost complete. So as you begin to allow your energy to come back into your body, take these few minutes to begin integrating what you have just experienced.